I'm going to show you the strategy that will allow you to spot and profit from trend reversals. Not only upside trend reversals, also what happens when you try and trade downside trend reversals using lower time frame bank zones. I'm going to use GJ from last week as my example, so let's get straight into it. Now, we all know that this right here is an uptrend. So in this, we've got bullish legs and we've got bearish pullbacks. Bullish legs and then bearish pullbacks, bullish legs. What we look to catch in trending markets is the legs. So in an uptrend, we look to catch bullish legs. Just the same in a downtrend, we look to catch the bearish legs, not the pullbacks, but there is pullbacks. We then look to catch the next bearish leg, and so on and so forth. The characteristics that you need to know is that in uptrends, highs are being broken. So you can see these two highs were both broken because it was an uptrend. This low here, never broken. This low here, never broken because it's an uptrend. However, the characteristics of a downtrend is lows are broken. Lows are broken, highs are not broken. That is what determines downtrend. That's what determines uptrend. Super simple stuff. But what about when it's actually applied to the markets? It's a whole different world. So remember, the aim of the game in an uptrend is to catch these bullish legs. In a downtrend, it's to catch these bearish legs. So remember this when I'm now going to GJ. I've set the market to just before the trading day on Wednesday because I'm going to break down Wednesday and Thursday to show you an example from both. First of all, what happened at the end of the previous week and at the start of the current week? Well, all it was simple. We were pushing bullish. Push up, bullish leg, bearish pullback, bullish leg, bearish pullback, bullish leg. We were very clearly bullish at this point in time. There was no signs of any bearish momentum. However, one little thing you can notice is that the size of these legs are getting increasingly smaller. So initially we had this huge leg, which ended up there. And then the next leg only went that far. And then the one after only went that far. You can see the distance between these legs is getting smaller and smaller, indicating the bullish momentum is dying out. But that is not the point. The point is that we had, when we were pushing up, we had a low there and we had a low there. At this point, no lows were being broken, only highs were being broken to the upside. But then what happened on Tuesday? Initially, at the start of the day, it just looked like it was going to be another pullback, another bearish pullback. So then we can push back off to the upside, continue the uptrend. But that is not what happened. It ended up breaking. There was loads of news in this day, so it wasn't a trade day. But what it did do, what was very important, is that it broke down and ended up there. And it broke below both of these previous lows. And what do you remember? Once we break lows, we then enter bearish market structure. So once these lows were broken, even just this one here, once this low here was broken, we then entered bearish market structure. And it bottomed out down here. We can then say that was the first bearish leg of our new downtrend. So on Tuesday, we flipped from an uptrend to a downtrend once these lows were broken, and our bias flipped from bullish to bearish. And once we've seen this bearish leg, all we're looking for is a pullback, and then we're going to look to catch the next bearish leg. This is exactly how you can plan and spot to catch these new bearish legs. So this is exactly what we're looking for. I put this on the Outlook for my group. If you want to get Trading Course 2.0, it's the first link in the description. This one was predicted. Going into the session on Wednesday, we were looking for that. So this brings me to the start of London session. I'm now on the lower time frames. I'm on the 50-minute. You can see it clearer here. These were the two lows that were broken that put us bearish. And now I am right before London session is about to open. So we only trade London and US session. We don't trade Asia. This is right before London opened. We've got to think we're expecting this next big drop to the downside because our 4-hour bias is that we've now thought in Asia, we've had this pullback. Now we're looking for the next move to the downside, which usually happens in London and in US. So we've got to be thinking when this London market opens, where are we going to be selling from? Well, initially what we have is we have an Asia bank zone up there. So that could be a zone which we push up to, reject, and then drop to the downside. But more importantly, what we have is the last time that London traded this price around 160.66, we created this high in there. So that is the most recent London bank zone that we have. The other one is up there, but that's probably not going to come into use. So we're looking at that zone there once London opens. So now I can put up my entry time frame on the 5-minute, and all I'm looking for is the London market to open and reject one of these zones. So let's have a look at the first 5-minute candle. It taps all the way into this London zone. It rejects long upper wick, weak bullish body, and no lower wick. Very, very strong rejection candle. So you can just sell as soon as you've seen this, expecting this 4-hour to push all the way to the downside to get another bearish leg in the London session. So from this point, you could have easily just sold your stop just above the candle up there. And then in terms of targets, you can do what you want with targets. You could have held it to the end of the session, or you could have just targeted the next low down here for a 5.64 risk to reward. So you're just looking for London to push this move to the downside. Let's have a look at what happens. It drops down, it drops down, it drops down, and then only a couple of hours later, not even 2 hours, it's already hit your TP and gone way below. So minimum, you'd have got a 1 to 5.6 reward out of that. And I'm going to play the 4 hour out for you. Just get rid of that first. I'm going to play the 4 hour out for you and show you what happened. So we got that next bearish leg, which broke below lows there. So just like we'd predicted, we got bearish leg, pullback, bearish leg. And just as the whole point of the strategy, we look to catch this bearish leg, and that's exactly what we caught using lower time frame bank zones. I have now played the chart out until the end of Wednesday, which is the day we took the trade, and you'll see that US actually pushed price to the upside. Because it opened, it tapped into a lower time frame bank zone and then pushed to the upside. There was no trades in there, but what you'll see on the 4 hour is now I'll break it down a bit deeper. So we got the bearish leg, we got the pullback, we then got the next bearish leg. Now, this could be the next pullback, in which we then start to look for a bearish leg. But remember, we don't trade Asian. So at this point in time, we are still bearish because we have not broken above any highs. This is the high we need to break above to go bullish. And we broke lows, creating lows. So at this point in time, we are bearish, even though price came all the way up. Also, the daily did something very special, but that's in a video for the course, not for this because this is a trend video. So now I've played out the 2 4 hours for Asia session, just zoom in a bit here, played out the 2 4 hours, and what happened? Well, price did end up dropping to the downside like that, but it didn't actually materialize. There wasn't enough momentum to carry it down and create another bearish leg. So it just ended up stopping there. And what what is this zone? Well, it's the same zone from here. We have actually created a head and shoulders pattern. Now we're thinking, can we push to the upside? So at this point, going into London in this next 4 hour, are we going to be looking for buys? No. Even though there wasn't enough bearish momentum to push the downside, have we broken above any highs yet? No, we haven't. But what we have done is we've created a high point in there. So now all we need is to break this high right here, break that, then we will be bullish and looking for buys. So from this point, if we can break above either of these highs, then get the pullback in, we will then class that as the first bullish leg. We'll then look for pullback, and then we'll look to catch the next bullish leg up to the high point that we created at the start of the week. So now I can bring some symmetry into this. So at the start of the week, what did we do? We did this. We pushed up like this, like that to the downside. We did that. And what was the zone that we bounced off? Well, it was the first low that we broke, this low in here. We actually came below that. We then did the pullback before we got the bearish leg. That's the bearish leg that we caught. What have we had in this second half of the week? Well, we've initially had the push up. We created a high. We've now dropped down. So we're thinking, okay, this point here, if we break the first high, we could then get the break above like that, just like the other side, then get the drop down into that zone, and then get the next push off up to the high up there. So we're just looking to replicate the same thing that we did there, but to the upside. So this time, in the first half of the week, we got a break of the uptrend to catch sells. And then in this time, we're looking for a break of the downtrend to catch buys. So I'm going to tidy this up a little bit. But if we break one of these, we are then looking for buys. So now we're back on the lower time frames. Again, I've started just before London at 8 a.m. So this was the 7 a.m. candle. You can see the downtrend more clearly here. We were looking for breaks of these points right here. We were looking for either a break of that or a break of that. As soon as we get a break of that, we can then start looking for buys, because that would then be a flip of structure after we've done a head and shoulders down there. So going into London, the most likely thing is going to be a break. So I'm now going to play out the first 15 minutes of London. So the first 15 minutes, what does it do? It's a very strong break. It breaks above both zones. Therefore, the trend has now flipped in one 15-minute candle. And of course, it's at the start of the London session where so much happens. One 15-minute candle has flipped our bias from sells to buys, because the market structure has flipped from a downtrend to an uptrend. So if I play this out on the 4 hour, what does it look like? This 4 hour, you'll see, breaks above both these highs. We are now in an uptrend. I can draw it out now. That is the first bullish leg. We've now had a pullback in Asian, and now we've had another bullish leg because it broke above both these highs here. All we then look for is a pullback, so then we can catch the next bullish leg up to this high point from the start of the week. All because the first 15 minutes of London broke us above. So now knowing that we're looking for this next bullish leg on the 4-hour, we can take it back over to the lower time frames. Unfortunately, in London, there was no volume. It just ranged to the side. You'll see it just ranged to the side. There was nothing there. So the move didn't come in London, but it did its job of breaking the market structure. So going into US session, so I've got an example from London and US. So going into US session, we now knew our bias 100% definitely. This is now just before the start of US. I can remove these now. This is just before the start of the US. So in US, we're again looking for a further push to the upside. So going into US, what bank zones do we have? Well, we have one from the previous day, which was already being rejected in London, and it was an Asia zone. So this one was super strong. So in the previous day, we created the US high up there. The next one was a day before that, we created that US high in there. So we're looking at these points to buy from all the way up until the next US bank zone up there, which is just a high that was made at the start of the week. If I take that across, we're just looking to push into that point up there, and we've got our buy zones from the two previous US sessions. So now if I throw it on the 5-minute, I'll show you what happens. So the session opens, what does it do? It drops down into the zone and it taps in and it rejects like that. A long lower wick, a weak bearish body, we can definitely buy from this point. This is a definite sign of rejection. So from this point, if you're buying, you'll stop just below the rejection candle in there. And again, like I said, if you target the point up there, just the next high, the high that we created at the start of the week, like I said, on the 4-hour, if we can then get this next bullish leg to the upside, we can then take that trade. And again, the symmetry on the 4-hour, that first low that we broke in there, once price broke below that, it pulled back into that before dropping to the downside. So it was the first low that we broke that ended up being the break and retest zone. In this case, the first high that we broke with the downtrend was that. So now if we can get a drop into that rejection, then push to the upside, that'll be perfect symmetry, just like at the start of the week. Currently, at the time of this trade, we are in this zone right here, but I'm not going to show you the 4-hour because it will spoil it. So I'm now going to play out what happens. Price pushes off, it rejects. What's it do? It comes back down into this second one. So it's rejected the first zone, pushed up strongly, came into the second zone. If you weren't in already, you could have got in on this candle here. So I'll just lay off another entry. You'll stop just below that point. Again, your target up there, and I'll show you exactly what happens. So price pushes, 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 all the way up, ranges a bit. It had some trouble at a US zone, but we were bullish, expecting it to push to the upside. And just like that, it tapped all the way into the next US session zone up there. And your TP, it would have been right at the zone, at the current weekly high. And you would have taken two massive trades there, both of them for a 1 to 10 risk reward. And we knew, if I show you the 4-hour now, we knew that this 4-hour was coming because we knew that price had flipped from downtrend to uptrend. And we had done the first bullish leg, we then had the pullback, we'd then done bullish leg, pull back into this zone, the high that we'd created before, and then we look to catch that bullish leg there. So we caught bearish leg and then bullish leg in 2 trend flips in 1 week in only the space of 2 days.